The following is a presentation of FSN Pittsburgh.
I am very grateful for the opportunity I'm given so far, and I can't wait to show the city what I can bring to the table. I put a lot of work and sweat into getting here, and I know this is the first step into what I would like to be a very long and successful career. Super excited to be here, and I want to thank everybody in the city and this organization and everyone who's helped me along the way.
That's the hottest item in the stores here at PNC Park. Everybody's going to have their Pedro Alvarez jersey now that he is set to make his Pirates debut. Reunited with his AAA teammate Jose Tabata, Pedro Alvarez plays game number 1 in his Major League career, and he does it against the Chicago White Sox in interleague play. Hi again, everybody, along with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Well, the day has arrived. The Pirates' #1 prospect is here.
Well, it certainly has arrived. The guy that we've been talking about for 2 years has finally made the scene. You see what he did at Vanderbilt, the reason why the Pirates drafted him so high. And nothing's changed. He's been sent to the minor leagues with the Bucks. He tore it up, came right up through the minor leagues. He proved himself this year at Indianapolis. 53 RBIs, just 66 games. And, of course, his whole minor league career has been all about RBIs and home runs.
And one of the things the Pirates wanted him to do was improve his hitting against left-handed pitching. You see this recent game against Pawtucket. He had a triple, a double, and a home run. And he's hitting in the 320s now against lefties.
Right, when he becomes the player that we know he can, he's going to see a lot of left-hand pitching. He's got to prove that he can hit these guys, and that was the final piece.
There's always a downside to a call-up. That means somebody else has to go, and Aki Iwamura today designated for assignment.
Well, the performance just wasn't there. You see the numbers, and somebody had to leave, and it was Aki, and I think most people have kind of expected this move.
So Aki Iwamura is gone. Pedro Alvarez is here. It's been a big question throughout the entire offseason and first part of the season. When's he coming? Well, he's here, and we'll get to know Pedro as he gets set to play game 1 of what he hopes will be a very long and productive Major League career. Walking from the clubhouse to the Pirates dugout for the very first time, getting set to make his Major League debut. Going through some of the pregame routines that'll be routine to him as time goes on. Taking the field for the first time. A great moment for that young man. Great moment for the Pirates as an organization, too. Zach Duke getting set to deliver the first pitch of the ball game. He will face Juan Pierre of the White Sox. Duke, 27-year-old from Fort Worth, Texas. Ready to go, and we're underway with strike one. .78 degrees at the start of this game tonight. Pierre fouls this one away. He's behind 0-2.
Kind of halfway expected Juan Pierre maybe to test Alvarez in the first inning, first at bat. Can't do it now as Duke has jumped out in front of him with a couple of quick strikes.
0-2 pitch. Check swing, foul ball. Well, one thing about Pierre is he leads all active players in bunt base hits with 169 in his career. Last night he had 2 shots at the apple to try to pull off a suicide squeeze and was successful.
I thought for sure he would drop one down Alvarez's way just to welcome him to the big leagues. Pierre is an outstanding bunter.
Again, the 0-2 pitch. That's outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Take a look at the numbers Zach Duke brings into the start.
Zach's ERA has climbed up toward the mid-5s. That's something he's really going to have to work on.
Bobby Crosby at shortstop throws him out. And there is one away. The rest of Ozzie Guillen's lineup for the White Sox brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, Alexei Ramirez, Alex Rios sitting in the 3rd spot, Canerco, then Carlos Quentin, A.J. Pierzynski in the lineup, Beckham, and Jason Nix. This year just 2 for 25 against left-handed pitching. John Danks batting 9th and doing the pitching. 1 out for the Cuban shortstop, Alexei Ramirez, who we saw perhaps with a Cuban prior to the game. He was out on the field smoking a cigar.
Well, this afternoon.
This afternoon. Not right before the game.
Before the game, yeah.
But before batting practice, he walked from the first base dugout out to short right field. He had one burning up. And the pitch outside. Three and 0 to Ramirez. And he'll take a strike on the inside corner.
Now Duke will want to make these guys hit their way on tonight. Now Lincoln was hurt last night with a 3 leadoff walks.
Another ground ball to Crosby at short. Lots of time. And 2 outs.
That's a good word.
Well, Bob, the good word comes from our man at third base, Pedro Alvarez, on his hard work. Quote, "This is the first step in a long journey. Hopefully, it is a big one. All those practices and all those long drives, it pays dividends in situations like this. It's a big step, but it isn't the last one for me to take. It starts right now. I have a huge responsibility."
Yeah, how about the very last line there? I have a huge responsibility. There's not too many guys that come up that I think would admit to that and feel like that. He knows what is expected of him. This team needs some offensive help.
Strike 2 to Alex Rios.
Needs a lot of it. Offense has been a major problem this year. Getting the ball over the fence with any kind of a consistency has been a problem.
Rios hangs in there 0-2. Rios with good numbers. Also runs well. 19 stolen bases. Pedro Alvarez trying to get through his first half inning as a major leaguer. 0-2.
Kind of nice having the Pirate dugout on the third base side, as they can really keep an eye on him and help him out as far as his positioning very easily, being right there. Get his attention, move him real quick.
0-2 the count, 2 down. And Rios strikes out. A perfect top of the first for Zach Duke. after a half inning. White Sox nothing. Alvarez and the Pirates coming up.
Expectations or pressure, I'm pretty hard on myself, and so when anything that's external kind of goes beneath me. So I think that's how I keep things on an even keel in terms of expectations, and I can only worry about what I can control.
Pedro Alvarez, maybe we'll see him this half inning. Jose Tabata leads off, no score. John Danks, the left-hander for the White Sox, delivered ball one. Now count even 1-1 quickly.
Hey, listen to the things that Alvarez says. He definitely is mature and has his head on right, doesn't he?
He does, and he understands that he does have that responsibility. He talked about it in the good word. Talked to him this afternoon in the clubhouse for a while, and he's just anxious to get it going. He understands that it's one thing to make it to the big league level, and it's a whole other thing to succeed and stay there.
And for him, it's probably not just succeed and stay here, but it's excel. It's to become an all-star player. That he knows is his ceiling, and just getting here and just sticking and being a big league player, that's not the end of it for him. He could go so much further.
3-2's fouled away. Check out John Danks' numbers.
See Danks having a very solid year, although not a lot of run support, not a lot of wins, but numbers-wise, he's outstanding. And looking at his splits today, he just dominates right-handers. The numbers are pretty shocking to me. A .204 batting average for right-hand hitters, and the right-hand hitter slugging percentage was .291. I mean, it's not often you see a slugging percentage under 300, unless you're talking about maybe a pitcher hitting. But he has just been great against right-hand hitters.
Tabata lines it to right center field, and Alex Rios staring into the sun makes the catch. Let's check the rest of John Russell's Pirates lineup. Brought to you by Suzuki. After Tabata, Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, Garrett Jones, Ryan Doman hitting in the fifth spot. Pedro Alvarez batting sixth tonight in his debut. 277, 13 homers, 53 runs batted in 66 games in AAA. Village, Crosby, and Duke round out the Pirates lineup. Walker, switch hitter, batting right-handed.
They love to see the RBIs because that's what makes wins. Scoring runs. I don't want to state the obvious, but that's it.
One hopper to Alexei Ramirez, 2 down.
And to see those RBI numbers, that's what gets you excited. Some guys just have that knack to get the big hit when it counts, to get the runs across the plate. We're hoping that that's the type of player Alvarez is going to be.
He's talking about some of Dank's numbers. He's been very good throughout the first 3 innings of a ball game. His earned run average through the first 3 innings of the game is 1.5. Right now, 2 down quickly in the bottom half of the first. McCutchen takes ball 1.
He's a workhorse, that's for sure. He has not had a single game this year where he hasn't thrown at least 100 pitches. Not even one.
102 was his lowest total.
And that was in 4 innings. So he stays out there for a long time. That's one of the things in the American League. Even if you have a bad game, you're going to stay out there for a while because they don't have to pinch hit for you. So he makes his pitches. He takes the ball and keeps it for a while.
McCutchen has hit safely in 5 straight games. He takes ball 4 inside, and he is aboard with 2 outs. Pirates are starting to run. McCutchen had 3 last night, and this month the Pirates have 14 of them. That's our PNC achievement. The Marlins 17 out of 17, and the Pirates with the second best stolen base percentage this month. PNC for the achiever in us all. See if McCutchen decides if he's going to run or not. He's got the green light. The pitch to Garrett Jones is a strike call. At the end of the game, his last time he made it on board, came over first base and came up lame a little bit. Trainer Brad Henderson had to come out and attend to him, but he was fine. Said it was just a bit of a cramp. And Jones hits this one high to center field. Drifting back is Rios, looking up, and the sun makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Pirates in the first as they strand 1.
Moving forward, and by your Western PA Honda dealer.
Back at PNC Park with Bob Walker, I'm Tim Neverett, starting the top half of the second inning. Paul Konerko, Carlos Quentin, and A.J. Pierzynski to take on Zach Duke. Duke pitched a perfect top of the first, gave 2 ground balls to Bobby Crosby at short, and then struck out Alex Rios. And Konerko ground ball toward the hole, that's through, and a base hit.
Well, when Duke is on, that's what you're seeing a lot of, those ground balls from the right-hand hitters. They go out and they try and pull everything, and they'll turn the wrist over and put it on the ground. So tonight, if Duke does pitch well, you're going to see Mr. Alvarez get a workout over at third base, I would believe. And, of course, Crosby will see his share of grounders also.
Quentin not hitting very well on this road trip. He's 1 out of 10. Ball 1. He was on deck last night, but didn't get a chance to get in the ball game.
White Sox really aren't doing much with the offense this year. They're ranked rather low in the American League.
They start tonight third in the Central. 1-1 the count. Minnesota on top of the American League Central. 10 games over 500 at 37-27. Detroit next, 2.5 back. And Ozzie Guillen's White Sox 7.5 back to start the night.
Just 5 teams in the American League Central.
And there's never a dull moment around the White Sox when Ozzie is around and general manager Kenny Williams is around. In fact, yesterday, talking to him in the dugout, we were talking about Octavio Dotel and DJ Carrasco. He said DJ was my MVP last year because of all the arms he saved coming out of the bullpen at different times. And a reporter asked Ozzie, well, then if he was your MVP, why wasn't he re-signed? He said that's the general manager's decision.
That's right.
Said it very sternly.
They make those decisions. Who comes back, who signs contracts.
And they have that give and take, and they do communicate, but they have the give and take.
I mean, and this is not just down there. This is in all organizations. You know, there has to be a relationship there, and the field manager certainly gives his opinion about different players, but somebody has to have the final say, and it's the GM.
Go to first, and Konerko is back.
And the GM also has to worry about the financial end of things. You can't just say, well, this guy's good, we want him, or this guy's bad, we don't. That's just part of it. All has to work into a budget.
Dukes 2-2. Gwen swings. There's a chopper to Alvarez. He goes to second for one. Over first, double play. 5-4-3 around the horn.
A lot of ground balls already on that left side. There was another one. Duke gets that ball chopped right into the ground. Chest tie to Alvarez. Chest tie to Walker. It turned out to be an easy double play.
What does that do to the butterflies?
I imagine they relax a little bit now. That was a good one to get for the first one. Just a nice long chest high hop. Couldn't ask for anything better.
A.J. Pierzynski, well, it's the toughest guy in the American League to strike out. He's a great contact hitter. Puts the ball in play as well as anybody in baseball. And doesn't swing and miss a lot. Deep one to Garrett Jones and covering Duke. And that is the third out. Through an inning and a half, no score at PNC Park.
slows the game down a little bit. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting the opportunity to play out there and just to have fun and play this game.
Standing ovation for Pedro Alvarez as he comes to the plate for the first time as a major leaguer. And the chants of Pedro begin.
No pressure. Expectations? What expectations? Just make sure you hit for a cycle tonight. Make the home run a walk-off jump.
1 ball and 1 strike to Alvarez. Those are his numbers with AAA Indianapolis. The 53, a big one. 2 balls and a strike. Pedro, the talk of the town since word got out late last night that he would be called up for tonight's game. 3-1.
Not chasing. Showing some patience.
See if Danks will come after him here, give him one to hit. Well, the count full, 3-2.
They did give him a pitch to hit. Came with a fastball. And it was an absolutely perfect pitch right on the outside corner fastball. That's one of the differences that Alvarez will have to deal with.
So Pedro strikes out in his first big league at bat.
He wasn't very patient on a 3-2 pitch.
Well, we gave her the good word earlier, and the good word part 2 from Pedro Alvarez Sr. on his son's success. I always told him, Pedro, this is a game, but it is a hard job too. He knew that he could get as far as he wanted, but he had to work hard. I don't know how I'll feel to see him on a big league field. I might cry, I don't know. But there will be a lot of emotions. It will be an overwhelming moment. And Pedro Sr. has now seen his son in the field and at the plate for the first time as a major leaguer. Pedro Sr. in New York City as a cab driver. Talk about a hard-working guy.
I imagine during that standing ovation he had to have some serious emotions.
Hastings Millage, a 2-out base hit. Pirates have a base runner.
That's probably when it really hit him.
His mom Luz is here today. His sister Yelena, who serves as the dad's translator. And Pedro's fiance Kelly Murphy is here, as well as his agent from Scott Boris's office, Bob Brower. Two outs. Here's Bobby Crosby. Foul ball. Get to see the Alvarez clan on the field prior to the game. They got a tour of the ballpark. They're present at his press conference, which was very well attended. Lots of cameras. Bobby Crosby, 232 the average. Hitting in the 8th spot. Zach Duke on deck. And a ground ball towards short. Ramirez will go the short way to second. And that'll do it for the Pirates. No runs, a hit, and a man left. No score after 2. Vinegar Ben Mizell, 8 innings, got to win. Elroy Face his 8th save. They just don't make him like Vinegar Bend anymore.
No. You don't see too many Vinegars around.
No score, top of the 3rd. Here's Gordy Beckham, second baseman.
Still Vinegar?
I really don't know. Pitch up in the air to right field.
I don't know how I got that name.
And Millage has it for the out. Well, visit the official online shop of the Pirates at Pirates.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Pirates.com shop. Expect no substitutes, and that's where you get your Pedro Alvarez stuff, which we're starting to see a lot of around the ballpark tonight. The shirts didn't last on the shelves very long. Jason Nix, 1 ball, no strikes. Nix came up with the Colorado Rockies. Was a member of the 2008 Olympic team in Beijing. They're starting second baseman. Puts this one to left field. Tabata there. And Jose makes the catch. 2 down.
This game is well paced, isn't it?
Very well.
Man, both pitchers are getting the ball and throwing strikes.
Well, thanks to the double play started by Alvarez in the second inning, John Danks comes up as the 9th man to face Duke after 2 2/3. So he's right at the limit. Danks first at bat this year. This is his first interleague start, by the way. One and one, that's the count. And here comes Duke's pitch. And Danks fouls it off, 1-2. Duke's been making contact with bats lately, and not the way he wants. 5 home runs allowed in his last 2 starts. And Danks strikes out. Domit gets a good bounce, throws down to first, and retires. And strikeout 2-3, the put out. And Zach Duke facing the limit through 3. PSN auction live from the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame Club is tomorrow. Don't miss your chance to bid on items like a spring training trip to Bradenton, a PNC Park VIP experience, an exclusive FSN backstage pass, and much more. Remember, your generosity supports Pirates Charities' commitment to strengthening our community. A lot of fun. Make sure you tune in for that tomorrow night. And I'm sure that you've probably put a lot of thought into it, Bob, and what prize you're going to make up this year?
It's all spur of the moment.
It is.
It's just
Don't really make up prizes. We just add to prizes.
But you
spice them up a little
But you
bit.
just made them up.
Spice them up. I can't really decide on until I see what they are. Then we'll figure out how to spice them up a little bit.
Beckham throws Duke out. One away for the Pirates in the third.
A lot of times what we've done in the past is Greg will pick something that he likes, and I'll pick one of the items, and we'll then compete to see who can get the most money for it. And because of that, that's when we started spicing things up. Well, I'll throw this in, throw that in, and that's kind of how that all got started. Now it's just fun to throw stuff out there and see what we can think of and come up with.
Jose Tabata flied out to center his first time up. Late on that one, 0-2.
I know we still owe somebody a chance to do an open with us before a game from last year.
Really? You know, I think that's right. That prize hasn't been fulfilled yet.
Yeah, we're going to have a 3-man booth for the open.
Let me know how it goes.
Our opening skit.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Jose Tabata, 21 years of age. A bright future ahead of him. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's 0 for 2.
That's the pitch that really makes Dank so tough on right-hand hitters. He's got that changeup that he just hammers it down and away. It's the location, and righties will just chase all day long on that pitch. And that's why they're hitting so poorly this year. He's always been pretty good against right-handers, but this year he's just gone crazy against them.
Right-handers hitting 204 against them. Lefties 290. Quite a difference. You know, Walker behind in the count, 0-1. Grounded out to short in the first inning. Neal had 2 hits last night. Pitch a called strike, 0-2. Dank's originally a Texas Ranger, and while a minor leaguer, traded the White Sox in a package deal. Whoa, watch out. Right down and taking down a couple members of the grounds crew. That is strike 3, by the way. And the Pirates are down.
Is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
Nice night in downtown Pittsburgh. We go to the top of the 4th inning. And Walker and the Bucks scoreless with the White Sox, 1 hit apiece. And the top of the order due up to face Zach Duke. Juan Pierre looks to bunt, takes strike one.
That's what we thought we'd seen that, or I thought we'd seen that first inning. Dropping one down third base. Alvarez is pretty tight. He started off about 2 steps in on the grass and continued to sneak in. Watching the hands, watching the bat the whole time, see if he'd bring it down.
Strike on the inside corner. Pierre has 1 hit in his last 16 at bats.
I like that shot looking down the line. You see him sneaking in. It's like you're right there. It's like you're sitting at the ballpark, isn't it?
It is. Right over the first base dugout. Hope toward left field, and that's a base hit. Now Juan Pierre doesn't figure to stay at first base very long. Leads the majors in stolen bases with 25.
But Duke can do a pretty good job of holding on a runner too. So this, is it kind of an interesting battle when you have a base stealer on over there with Duke. He's got a good pickoff move. He's very deceptive, and he can have a slide step. He can be real quick home if that's what he decides.
Jacoby.
There's our man. Yeah, he's
on the club level.
Yep. They're taking in the sights.
Duke looks at Pierre. Pierre's been thrown out 6 times. 25 out of 31 in steals. Leadoff man aboard for the White Sox in the 4th. The pitch. And Ramirez takes ball 1. Alexei Ramirez.
That last shot, you could see Duke kind of swing his foot back towards second a little bit as he started to go home. If he crosses the plate, not the plate, if he crosses the rubber, then that's a balk if he crosses that and comes to first. Because his natural throwing motion going home is do you swing back and then you go to the plate. Swing back, go to the plate. If you swing back and go to first, they'll call you a balk. At least they're supposed to. So that's one thing that runners will look at, is they'll watch and see if you'll break that line, imaginary line.
So Rajai Davis of Oakland, number 2 in steals. Pirates will see him next weekend. And the Bucks travel to Oakland for interleague play. This weekend, the Cleveland Indians are in. 1960 championship season celebration. There goes Pierre, and the pitch hit down the right field line, and this is going to be a lot of trouble. Pierre rounding third. He'll score easily. Millage had a problem getting it out of his glove. Rounding second, going to third is Ramirez with a run-scoring triple. It's 1-0 Chicago.
Yeah, I think that the little bobble down in the corner, having to go back in the glove to reset the grip, that was the time that Rios needed. Ramirez, excuse me. He shoots a ball right down into the corner. Now watch what you were talking about, Tim. There it is. He had the reset in his glove. And while he's doing that, Ramirez is maybe taking 2 extra steps. And he was safe by about 2 steps.
Millage has played some right field before this season, but hadn't really played.
Not in his Pirate career.
No.
Hasn't been out there very much. But before he got here, the Nationals and the Mets, he moved all over. He played some center field, as a matter of fact.
Jose Tabata occupying left field now. Alex Rios struck out swinging in the first.
But it is a different feel out there in right field as left, and it'll take him a couple of days to get back used to it. The ball is going to be coming off the bat a lot different, and here at home, the right field plays so much differently because the wall is right on top of you.
It's 2-0 Chicago as Rios has driven in his 33rd run, scoring Ramirez.
And Rios also has got a little giddy up in his step. Got to watch him over there. He might take off. Pulled on the ground, but pulled very hard on the ground. Nothing Alvarez could do about that one.
Well, Duke needed 3 innings to get through the White Sox batting order, and then here in the 4th, 3 straight hits off him, and 2 runs have come in. Paul Konerko had the first hit off him in the 2nd inning. He was erased when Carlos Quentin hit into a double play.
Get that button fixed.
Which button is that?
We had that Duke.
I didn't see that.
You got to be pretty talented to do that one-handed. I couldn't do that. I'd have to call time. Get both hands involved there. Those old Philly uniforms that I wore my first year had a zipper.
Made it easy on you.
Yeah, we didn't have to worry about the buttons.
Pitch to Konerko.
When Kirk Gibson came to the Pirates, I think that was '92. When he would get upset, or even just after the game, it didn't really make any difference. He never wanted to bother with the buttons. And so when he would go into the clubhouse to take his uniform off, he would just grab the middle of it and just rip it apart. Buttons would go flying all over the place. And he did that after every game, every night. There he's getting the button taken care of. And so Roger Wilson, the clubhouse man at the time, got kind of tired of sewing buttons on every single day. So he put fake buttons on the outside and put Velcro on the inside. And so he just had his uniform. The buttons were meaningless. It was held together with Velcro. So when he came in and ripped his shirt off, it was just the Velcro. So Roger outsmarted him.
It's all for show.
Yep.
3-0 to Konerko. Rios the runner at first. 2-0 White Sox. Strike. I'm surprised more guys haven't done that.
Well, he probably wasn't the only one. I think that might not even have been an original idea. Maybe that's something, a little secret that clubhouse guys pass around. I don't know. Hey, with the buttons, got to go with the Velcro. Some uniforms used to be pullovers too. They had no buttons or zippers.
Konerko walks. Still nobody out in the top of the 4th.
Joe's going to call time. He's going to have a talk with his left-hander.
Major League Baseball and People Magazine are recognizing individuals who make a difference in their community. Go to peopleallstars.com and vote for your favorite everyday All-Star who could represent the Pirates and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim, July 13th on Fox. Those are the nominees for the Pirates, and go to peopleallstars.com and vote. Lots of voting going on still, and an announcement from Major League Baseball today. A couple of years from now, the All-Star Game will be in Kansas City.
2/12. Be the barbecue All-Star Game.
Anaheim this year. Next year it'll be Arizona. Indoors, perhaps.
It'll work east.
Indoors or outdoors, depending on the weather. Probably indoors.
I would think middle of July, Phoenix.
Indoors.
It's going to have the roof closed. It's going to be a hot day.
First and second, nobody out. Here's Quentin. Fouls the first pitch back. That is one thing I do like about the stadium in Arizona. I like the optional environment because the outdoor environment is not always that pleasant.
That's a dry heat. It's okay.
It's still hot.
It's a dry heat.
Dry or not, it's still hot. It's the desert. Remember, the very first time I went to the ballpark in Arizona, you know those benches that sit in the front of the dugout? They're sort of fiberglass. Well, they had just closed the roof about 2 minutes before I got in there. I decided to sit on one. And Quentin lines this one to left field. That'll get down. And Rios coming around third. Ball is cut off by Alvarez. It's 3-0 Chicago, as the White Sox all of a sudden are getting to Zach Duke. Still without an out. And 4 hits and 3 runs in the inning.
Everything was being pulled on the ground earlier. Now they're starting to elevate a little bit. This ball lashed out into left field. It looked for a moment like they weren't going to score that run. Rios kind of slowed down a little bit as he was getting to third base. There was nobody out. I think he assumed he was going to get held up, but Tabata had to go toward the line to get that ball. And so Cox decided to get the windmill going and try to score another run even with nobody out, and ended up scoring easily without a play. Coxie looks like a reverse kangaroo with the pouch on the back to carry all the gear.
I put it somewhere. Brzezinski 0-2.
Now that was all of Ramirez's stuff, obviously. But he got the triple. I'm guessing there's a shin guard there, an arm guard. How'd he run all the way to third carrying all that stuff?
Must be pretty light. It's probably Kevlar. Brzezinski up in the air to left field. Tabata makes the catch. That's the first out.
Well, that's a good out, too, because you retired somebody and they didn't move up. You don't have anybody going to third on this play.
Wow. AJ not too pleased.
Upset.
Very emotional player. He and John Russell are pretty close. Russell managed him in the minor leagues while with the Minnesota Twins. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman. 3 runs batted in last night. Hits this one to the ground to second. Walker shovels to Crosby for 1. Back to first. Double play. And that'll do it. 3 runs on 4 hits. And 1 man left. 3-0 Sox. White Sox a 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Concerned look from one of the Bucco fans. Youngster has faith. And McCutchen takes a strike. McCutchen walked in the 1st inning. And that is a long and hard foul ball out of play. 0-2.
McCutchen certainly fulfilled expectations when he came to the big leagues last year. Same type situation, somebody that we had talked about for a long time, knew was coming. It didn't quite get here as quickly as Alvarez, but we didn't expect that since he was a much younger player. He and Jones both an awesome second half of the season. Really gave the team a pretty good lift. Jones hitting over 20 home runs, and I think what did a dozen, I think, for Andrew.
And he strikes out there, one away. The T-shirt Thursdays are back. Pirates fans, don't miss the next T-shirt Thursday of the season as your Bucks battle the White Sox. Tomorrow night, 7:05, all fans receive a Pirates T-shirt at the gates, courtesy of Dale Property Services Penn. For tickets, visit pirates.com/T-shirt. Ross Ohlendorf, you saw him modeling the T-shirt. He is on the mound tomorrow night for the Pirates. He will face Jake Peavy. Ross monitoring the White Sox hitters carefully tonight. 1-0 to Jones, and he bangs one up the middle. Base hit, Garrett Jones. Jones continues to be pretty hot at the plate.
Yeah, he is really starting to come on, both with the batting average and with the balls off the walls and over the walls.
Ryan Doma to ground out to Alexei Ramirez at short in the second. Doma to 271, takes strike one. John Dax, a tough lefty. A tough spot to be down there. That camera well where the grounds crew sits. The grounds crew almost had one of their heads taken off by Neil Walker's bat a couple innings ago. Now the camera guys, at least they've got some very expensive apparatus to hide behind. To short, could be two. There's one. There's two. That's the inning. White Sox make quick work of the Bucks in the fourth. We'll head to the fifth next. AT&T Mobility, AT&T Rethink Possible. Pedro Alvarez, the fourth Vanderbilt alum to play for the Pirates. Who are the other three?
Wow.
Three Commodores. Lionel Richie wasn't one of them.
I know who. Very good. I know who one of them is. Recently, it's on the tip of my tongue. Matt something. Matt, it's like just a couple years ago.
Wasn't he with Houston last year? Queta?
Yeah, Matt Queta. That would be one guess I would have to throw out there.
He was an SEC guy with Vandy. Here's Jason Nix. Nix flied out to Tamada in left field his first time up. Nix is the brother of Cincinnati's Lance Nix.
Now, this Nix was the Olympian?
This one was. He was actually hit by a pitch in the face against Cuba. Had to go to the hospital. They were concerned that his vision was not going to come back, and he was with the Colorado Rockies at the time. They were considering sending him back to the States, but he wanted to finish it out, try to win a medal. Actually came back for the medal round and played in the game for the bronze medal against Japan, which the United States won. 1-1. And that pitch low.
Well, he sure is scuffling right now. Who gave those numbers against lefties?
Skies it to shallow left. Crosby out. Tabata calls him off. And that is out number 1 in the top half of the 5th. Nix has flied out to left twice. And here is John Danks.
He struck out swinging his last at bat. Hopefully, nice quick work of him this time.
From Austin, Texas, John Danks was the 9th overall pick out of high school in 2003 by the Rangers. Round Rock.
It'd be interesting to see how many pitchers are there in the big leagues out of the state of Texas.
It's a big state.
And there are a lot of hurlers from there. Round Rock, that's the old Nolan Ryan's old minor league team.
Well, they're not old. They're still there.
Well, but now he's kind of moved,
right.
he's moved up in the world now.
Yeah. Round Rock Express, named after the Ryan Express. There's another Texan from Fort Worth. And another Texan tomorrow from Austin, same town as John Danks. Ross Ollendorf will pitch against Jake Peavy. Juan Pierre with 2 down. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Want to know the count. And a strike is called. We're talking about the SEC and Vanderbilt when Pedro Alvarez was swinging a bat for the Commodores. Took them to the SEC championship. This one fouled away. And one thing that hadn't been done is they lost the very first game of the SEC tournament. And no team had ever done that and come back and won. Well, Alvarez was on fire at the plate and literally powered his way into an SEC title for Vanderbilt and got the SEC tournament MVP just before he was drafted. And he will lead us off in the bottom half of the 5th. Sox a 3-0 lead. And Pedro Alvarez will lead off for the Pirates in the bottom of the 5th. Alvarez struck out in his first big league at bat. It was in the 2nd inning.
Very patient. He went to 3-2 count. Then I think he chased the fastball kind of up and in a little bit. At least it was very borderline. But heck, he took a rip at it, didn't he?
He did. Check swing. They want an appeal. Tony Randazzo says nope.
Well, speaking of rip, I think of Rip Sewell just came to me. I think he was one of the other guys that went to Vanderbilt.
That's a good one.
Rip Sewell.
That's a good call from you. 3-1 now to Alvarez. And Danks the 3-1 pitch. Again a 3-2 count.
He's definitely seeing some pitches tonight.
Alvarez looking for that first major league knock. Payoff. Ball 4. Leadoff man is aboard in the 5th. Hitting 6th in the order is Alvarez, and Pirates manager John Russell explains why.
With where we are today, it's a nice opportunity for Pedro to get into the lineup, be comfortable, get his swing going, start to see what the opposing teams are going to do to him, let him get his feet on the ground at third. And then as we move forward, we'll see about when is the right time to start edging him back up toward that middle. Because obviously myself and the organization, we feel he's going to be a pretty special bat for us, and to get him in that situation where he can help us drive in runs. But
Alvarez aboard with nobody out. And just because he's in the 6th spot tonight does not mean that's where he's going to settle.
Hopefully he settles in a cleanup area. He's the player that we think he is going to be.
2 balls and no strikes to Lastings Milledge.
Leadoff walks. Boy, they turn out to be runs so often. And now Danks falling behind 2-0 to Milledge. Maybe we're going to have ourselves an inning here.
Hitting .341 with runners on base. Takes low, 3-0. Lastings hoping to provide some thrillage. Bobby Crosby next. Strike 1. Still looking for that elusive first home run. This one inside of third and down the line. Alvarez will turn second. He heads for third and around first and into second with a double is Thrillage.
Kept feeding him fastballs. He missed with a bunch of them, fell behind. Do 3-1 right there. Lastings hooks it right inside the bag. Got a nice little hand there from the stands, holding the ball up a little bit. Pierre looked like he was going to go to the corner, but he had to change directions, come in. Alvarez with nobody out. His main job, just get to third.
Bobby Crosby now represents the tying run. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th.
Like to see
looking for a hit.
I'd like to see him get that hit to the right side, or at least hit a ground ball over the right side. That'll score a run, and that'll get Milledge over to third.
Crosby hits it to short. Here comes Alvarez. He'll score. The White Sox rather traded out for a run, and the Pirates on the board 3-1.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who say, well, does that still, come into play with a pitcher hitting behind you? Well, Duke is not the regular guy. I want to see Duke go to the plate with a man at third base and 1 out, and the infield in. I think that gives Duke a pretty good advantage. So if you're going to hit the ground ball, hit it to the second baseman.
Alvarez had to dodge the bat. What was left of it. The Pirates on the board, and here is Zach Duke. 2 hits this season, both doubles. Right there, that's a double play. Nothing Millage could do about that one on the comebacker to Dags. Pirates get 1 back.
.2010 Pirates Baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer.
That's a big win for Oliver Onion. And the Pirates getting on the board 3-1. Pedro Alvarez coming across to score on the Bobby Crosby ground out. Safe Auto Insurance reminds you you're safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Alexei Ramirez, Alex Rios, Paul Konerko, 2, 3, and 4 in the White Sox order, facing Zach Duke in the top half of the 6th. And this one up in the air and not very deep to left. Tabata with the catch, 1 down. We gave you our trivia question last inning, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. What do you think possible? Alvarez, the 4th Vandy alum to play for the Bucs.
We went with Matt Cada, Ripso, Finn Campbell.
2 of the 3.
That, well, we had to go too far back, I think.
He wasn't the Rhinestone Cowboy, was he? Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, I was trying to think
waiting for you. I
was trying to think of one of his songs that I could hum or something. I couldn't.
Smoke coming out of your ears. You were thinking. The wheels were turning.
I couldn't come up with a song. Couldn't come up with a Glenn Campbell song.
How about the one I just mentioned?
Well, that's the one I was thinking, but I couldn't think of the words to it. Is that the one like with something with the?
Just say Rhinestone Cowboy
the
over and over.
Snow and the rain. How does that? Something melts away like the snow and the rain. Is that it? Is that the song?
Yeah. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Now it's 3-1.
Vin Campbell. I wonder if his full name was Vinegar. Vinegar Campbell.
Could have been Vinegar Ben Campbell.
They just called him Vin for short.
Line to third, foul ball. 3-2. Wichita Lawman. How about that?
I'll take your word for it.
Now that's a hat. It's not a bad one. I like the other one, but this will be a tough play and a fair ball. It gets past Alvarez, and Rios is going to be in with his 2nd hit of the ball game. It's a 1-out double.
Take a look at it. Alvarez is well off the line. Ball with the top spin just shot right past him. That last bounce kicked by him a little bit before he was ready for it. I think it was a little too far away from him, too. You can see with that shot. Glove wasn't quite long enough to reach that far.
Here's Paul Konerko, 1 for 1 with a walk. The first hit off Duke in the second inning was retired as part of a double play started by Alvarez. Duke looks back at Rios. For 5 in the series. And 0 for last night. I think he's paying a little bit of attention to Rios over there. Rios probably not afraid to run on a left-hander.
No, with one out, I'm sure he would love to run. He wants to get over to third base. He wants to force the Pirates to have to move the infield in.
Alvarez at third is playing deep, has to be aware of that. Taking just that much longer to get to the bag if there happens to be a throw down there.
Not too far off the line, though, so he won't have to at least run sideways very far.
1 ball, 1 strike. Up the middle. And Rios will get waved home. And the White Sox land another run. It is 4-1.
Now, Rios was pretty sure. There was no hesitation on his part. He was positive that ball wasn't going to be caught. We've seen Walker pull off some miracle catches on balls just like this. Watch Walker at second. Little jam shot, but couldn't make it. He threw the glove up just in case Rios was looking over his shoulder. He wanted to try and freeze him. I didn't think he might make a play on it. Rios wasn't buying it. Took off and kept going, even though there was just 1 out. They quickly get the run back.
Carlos Quentin at the plate. Throw goes to first. Quentin's already hit into 1 double play, but he drove in a run on the 4th with a single. Good double play candidate. Pirates can get a ground ball in the infield somewhere that's playable. Foul ball out of play. No balls and a strike to Carlos Quentin. That hat's a little too big.
Mm-hmm. That one's a little small.
Maybe they ought to trade. I'll trade you the small hat and a hat to be named later for the big one. 0-2. Nice night for a ride on the Allegheny.
The Countess. I've been on the Countess before. Yeah, back then it was the good ship Lollipop. I think they changed the name. Little day cruise.
Very nice. Sure there's not another one exactly like it with a different name?
No. Positive.
That's the only one.
Yep, it's been a while since I've been out there. We went through a complete refurbishing. Came out with a new name. Wow, that looked like a pretty good pitch. Tries to cut that fastball in on his hands. Just got in there a little too far. Mike Domit tried to influence the call a little bit. He moved that glove back toward the plate. Good block that time by Domit.
Count goes full now to 3-2.
Domit got the glove all the way down in the dirt. No place for that ball to sneak through in case it wanted to just hug the ground. That one took a nice bounce. Sometimes they'll hit a soft spot and they'll stay on the ground. And if you don't have the glove all the way, it just rolls right through there.
3-2. Well struck to deep center. This ball back, and it's off the very top of the wall. Konerko is going to get waved home. He is in. It is 5-1 Chicago. Carlos Quentin has driven in his second run. He now has a single and a double.
Well, it seemed to take Konerko forever to get around the bases. There's the pitch out over the plate. Driven with some authority to right center, that's for sure. Konerko was off on the hit. He knows it's not going to be caught. But look at him.
He's lost a step.
Yes, he has. I think we may have had an outside shot at him at the plate there.
Get some refreshment after a long jog.
Trying to get refueled. Got to stay hydrated. Get those cramps.
Well, Quentin was probably 3 inches from a home run there.
We've had a couple of guys that suffer from cramps last week. Tabata in Washington. And then last night McCutchen had a little problem with a calf.
Javier Lopez throwing. We're in the top half of the 6th. 5 runs on 8 hits for the White Sox. And Pierzynski at the plate.
There's the ball hitting right at the top of the pad there above the hind side. Another foot, it would have made it over.
Pierzynski strikes out once every 17 at bats. The Pirates look content to pitch to Beckham here.
Not how often I make contact. It's over 17 bats. That was the opposite of that. That was the other side of the coin.
You strike out 16 times, and 17th time you knew you were going to foul one off.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad, but sometimes it felt like that. A hard time keeping the uniform buttoned up.
Quentin the runner at second, and the 3-1 pitch to Pierzynski is hit in the air to center and deep. McCutchen, though, will flag this one down. Quentin's going to tag. Well, no, he's going to stop, forcing the throw. Now 2 men are out. The 1960 World Series anniversary celebration kicks off this Friday when the Bucks take on their interleague rivals, the Cleveland Indians. All fans receive a Bill Mazeroski canvas photo wrap courtesy of Trip Total Media. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. And the statue is going to look a lot like that. It's going to be at the end of Mazeroski Way. Should be a big weekend. Hope to see you out here. Make your plans to join us here at PNC Park. That's going to do it perhaps for Zach Duke. John Russell has asked for the baseball. And Zach Duke, after 87 pitches, is all done. Our Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen has been made. top of the 6th, 2 men out, and John Russell went out to get Zach Duke and brings on another left-hander to face Gordon Beckham, who is 0 for 2 and hit into a double play already. But Duke, after 87 pitches, 8 hits, 5 runs to the moment, he's still responsible for Carlos Quentin out there at second base. th appearance for Lopez.
And Lopez bringing in a lefty to face a righty.
Beckham's never faced Lopez in his career.
I'm not sure. There's something, I don't know. JR must have saw something he didn't like. Wants to bring in Lopez, get this last out. I know he doesn't like the scoreboard. 8 hits, 5 runs.
Duke did a great job through the first third of the ball game.
Oh, first 3 innings. They shut up. 1 hit.
1 hit, faced 9 men. In the 4th inning, White Sox got to him. 3 runs on 4 hits. That'll put 2 more up here in the 6th after a clean inning in the 5th. He got him 1, 2, 3. In fact, he got the first guy in the 6th. Double by Rios, single by Konerko, double by Quentin. Fly out to center by Przinsky, and now Lopez is on. 1-1. Beckham now behind a ball and 2 strikes. Javier Lopez got tagged with a tough luck loss on Sunday. Came in, faced 1 man, walked him, and turned out to be the go-ahead run at the time after Dotel had given up a home run to Miguel Cabrera in the bottom of the 8th in Detroit. Two and 2 to Beckham. Pirates have the top of the order due up in the bottom half of the 6th. Quentin off second base. Now the pitch. Ground ball toward the middle. Crosby behind the bag, throws him out. And Lopez finishes the inning. 2 more runs come in on 3 hits for the White Sox. Check out tonight's Coors Light Freeze Can. Zach Duke right into the glove of John Danks. And Ramirez steps on second, completing the double play. Ball might have had enough to get up the middle. Maybe. Turned into a double play. That's the Freeze Can brought to you by Coors Light. World's most refreshing beer. Jose Tabata leads off. He's 0 for 2.
They got top of the lineup up right now. We need to answer here. We need to put some kind of a number up on the scoreboard ourselves.
Tabata behind in the count now 0 and 2.
Over in the Pierogi pen. I guess actually they don't come out of there anymore, do they? That used to be the Pierogi pen.
Well, they finish on that side. That's where they towel off, is right over there.
The Pierogi finish line.
That's the office of groundskeeper Manny Lopez. Top of it to the right, and it will be right at Carlos Quentin for the out.
Director, field operations, Manny Lopez.
Big title. Does a great job here. Field is in pristine condition all the time.
It does look fantastic. I like the basket weave effect we got going now. Looks pretty sharp. We got the small basket in the infield. I guess it's a bigger lawnmower on the outfield grass. It looks great. Looks fantastic, as always, the entire ballpark. Especially tonight. This is a great view, so clear out. Feels like it's cooled off a little bit. Very hot and humid when we first got here this afternoon.
As soon as the Pirates started batting practice, a little bit of rain came down. Down to third, Jason Nix throws and gets Walker 2 away. Walker now 0 for 3. Let's check out the Home Depot doing more on defense. And how about Louis Durante last night making the play with the hat on the foul ball?
Cat with the hat.
There he is. That's the Home Depot doing more on defense. The Home Depot more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Garrett Jones on deck. Andrew McCutchen at the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. And the Pirates trying to get something going against Danks. They had a man on in the first. McCutchen walked. That was with 2 outs. Also with 2 outs, Millard singled in the second. This was going to do it. Popped up to shallow left. Juan Pierre makes it a 1-2-3 inning. John Danks gets out of it, throwing only 8 pitches. Kent Tekulve signing autographs. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's Haynes Comfort Zone. Look great, feel great in a Haynes lay flat collar shirt. Haynes Comfort Zone. Folks comfortable here at the ballpark tonight. A beautiful night for baseball. Pirates looking for some more offense. And some defense now behind Javier Lopez, who starts to Jason Nix, gets a swinging strike. With Bob Walk, Tim Never, glad you're with us tonight watching Pirates baseball. Just an 8-pitch inning for Danks on the bottom of the 6th. Got the Pirates in order. Pirates haven't had many long innings.
Yeah, Danks did exactly what a starting pitcher loves to do. After you score, go out there and make it as quick as possible. 1, 2, 3, low pitch. Keep that momentum on your side. A lot of times the hitters on their team don't let you accomplish that. This time, Danks, real nice quick one, just 8 pitches.
Strike 2 to Nix.
Pirates need to figure out the combination at Danks here soon.
Zach Duke tonight, 5 2/3 innings. And stewing a little bit in the dugout.
Not a good game. Not too happy about those numbers.
To left field for the 3rd time, and for the 3rd time, Talbot retires. Jason Nix.
It's got to be a lot of fun for Tabata to play this left field. For one, it is an outfield spot in Pittsburgh where his hero Clemente played for all those years, and plus the left field here is it's a challenge for everybody. It's like another center field. In fact, left field is maybe even bigger here than center field is. So you have to be a very athletic outfielder to play it well.
Danks retired by Crosby. Danks was making a bid for a base hit. And Bobby Crosby, a nice play out in short left to retire him 2 away.
Danks stayed in there pretty nice on that sidearm pitch. Didn't bail out. Just didn't hit it very hard.
Juan Pierre 1 for 3. Grounded out twice. See Alvarez at third sneaking in on him.
Got to still watch him. Close game. Only a 4-run game. He'll drop a bunt down in a heartbeat if you give it to him.
Lopez throws it away. And over to second base is Juan Pierre.
Good job by Melich over there. Getting that ball very quick and making sure it was just 90 feet.
Alvarez was charging.
Yeah, Lopez really, he has to go ahead and let the third baseman handle that ball. And even if he is going to take it himself, there's no play. Just put it in your pocket. Yeah, it's ironic that the Pirate pitchers were out for about 45 minutes today, practicing just those plays. Coming off the mound, picking up, throwing to first.
Base hit and an error for Pierre. Lopez will pitch to Alexei Ramirez. Yeah, one thing that fans don't get a chance to see is the early work, because the stadium's not open at that time. Ryan Doumit was the first one out today, about 2:30 in the afternoon, working more at first base. And they put him through a pretty rigorous workout over there. Then the pitchers all came out and were working on fielding. To center field, and McCutchen will handle it. And that'll do it. No runs a hit, 1 left. Stretch time at PNC Park, middle of the 7th. Garrett Jones takes a strike. It is the major league debut of the Pirates' top draft choice 2 years ago, the number 2 pick overall, Pedro Alvarez. He'll come up third this inning. And the pitch fouled back. 0-2 to Jones. Garrett tonight with a base hit up the middle in the fourth, and he flat out deep to center in the first inning. 1 for 2. A couple of hits in the series. Look at this order, Bob, and the way that it's constructed now. Very young order. Really, looking at it, Jones is the old man of the order at 28. And Tabata, Walker, McCutchen, Jones, Doman, Alvarez. And Millage has been the guy getting the hits tonight. He's got 2.
Well, that's the problem. We only have 3 total. Going into the game, though, you know it's going to be tough against Danks.
Evan Meek. It's like the right-hander getting up in the bullpen for the Pirates. Well, the Pirates. There's Evan. 0-2, swing and a miss, and down on strikes, Garrett Jones. And the Pirates mired in their longest losing streak of the season currently. But when you're playing the game, how do you get that out of your mind? Just play the game.
Oh, it is. It's out of their mind right now. They're not thinking about the streak at all. They are thinking about the game. The only time the streak is in their mind probably is after the game. If you lose and you add to it, and now there's people asking you questions about it, that's the only time they're really thinking about it, because it really has no effect on them. As a player, once the game starts, once you're out on the field, the only thing you're thinking about, or should be, is the scoreboard, what inning it is, the outs, who you're playing against, who you're competing against, whether it's a pitcher against a hitter, vice versa. Where are you supposed to throw the ball? What do I do if they hit it to me right now? Those are all the thoughts it takes over. They're not thinking about what place they're in, what the record is, how many games they've won on this road trip or haven't won, anything like that. That's not while the game's going on.
Rio's outside, ball 4, and Doma down to first. Pedro Alvarez coming to the plate. Last night, he found out he was getting called up to the big leagues.
Couldn't believe it at the time, just because it took a second to sink in, more than a second. But definitely thrilled, especially because I had my family there with me, and so I got to tell them the great news.
Third time to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Walked and scored in the 5th. 0-1 to Alvarez. 1 out and 1 on for the Pirates. There's the Alvarez family.
Looked like his dad was kind of critiquing that last pitch coming in.
No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch on the left field side. Take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders. We'll go to the International League. And RBI leaders: Mike Hessman of Buffalo, 57. Dan Johnson of Durham, 55. And there's Pedro with 53.
And behind him, Carlos Santana.
Pedro Alvarez Sr. They're having a great time, aren't they?
They're probably as thrilled as Pedro is, maybe even more so. Especially, I could tell, just looking at his dad.
So there's the neat part about when players get called up. The family is here. In fact, they were all in Moosic, Pennsylvania last night, where the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees are. And they all scrambled and made it to Pittsburgh for today. Indians losing that game last night. Minor League Player of the Year last year for the Pirates, Pedro Alvarez. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He played in the World Cup last year for Team USA over in Italy. They won it. Alvarez led in home runs. Brad Lincoln was the winning pitcher in the gold medal game, incidentally. 2-2 to left field. Hit pretty well. Juan Pierre on the run. He makes the grab. Alvarez is gone here in the 7th. 1 out. Domet remains at first. Lastings Millage coming up.
Watch how quickly this ball gets out there. A little bit of a taste of the life in his bat. Not too high.
I thought that was it. Get him next time.
Well, you know, you got to go in steps. I could see the dad's reaction there. He kind of nodded and smiled. He goes, "Okay, we put one in hard and play hard. Next one's a hit."
Lastings Millage with a double last time up. He's got a single and a double tonight.
He's been the man tonight.
He's hit all over the order. He's hit in the 3 spot. He's hit leadoff.
How about the first home run right now? He may have more power as a right fielder.
You think so?
Could be.
From moving from one corner to the other, all of a sudden he's powered up.
You never know. That could be the power spot. Right
Maybe
field.
You could have something there. I think you're onto something.
I'd love to see the first one right now. That White Sox bullpen.
2-2. And if it works, then you move everybody over to right field.
Everybody's not the same. They're all individuals. You have to find their power spot.
John Danks up to 90 pitches. He'll pitch into the hundreds. Has done so in each outing this year. Count stays at 2-2 to Lastings Millage. One thing that's nice for Lastings, the things that have died down are the questions about his attitude and so on and so forth. He's been a good guy to be around since he's been with the Pirates. Very pleasant.
Saw him last night talking with Tobin in the dugout, helping him out on a ball that was hit down the line, talking to him about that corner, how tough it is to play.
Millage a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Domet still the runner at first. 2 down. Pirates trailing 5-1 to Chicago here in game 2 of this 3-game set. And Millage down on strikes. Danks 2 strikeouts in the inning. And we are on to the 8th. 5-1 White Sox. a game. So Aspendento, make you smile. Evan Meek becomes the third pitcher used by John Russell tonight.
Outstanding numbers for Meek. Great ERA, opponent batting average 178. Look at the strikeouts and the walks. Makes me think back to his Rule 5 year where there were nights where he struggled to get it to where the catcher could reach it. He was all over the place. And boy, he transformed himself. And hasn't lost any of that velocity off the fastball to find his control.
He'll try to get Alex Rios here. Strike call. Rios struck out in the first. Duke got him to win the perfect first inning. And then Rios drove in a run with a single, scored a run, and hit a double in the 6th inning, and also came around to score.
Oh, Rios got that bat very low. That reminds me of John Wayner when he first came up. That's where John held the bat, down below his belt.
He was trying to get his hands to the ball quicker.
I don't know. We'll have to ask John about that. I've never asked him why he had such an unusual batting stance that first year.
She's explaining the same thing to her.
I should ask her then.
And this one will hit off the rolling foul.
The Lastings became extremely popular when that foul ball bounced back out next time. You could hear everybody.
Got some new friends out there
yelling his name. Throw it here. Throw it here. I want the souvenir.
Nice night to be on the pirate ship.
Yeah. The Jolly Roger up. Beautiful evening to be out on the river.
This one is to left. Tabata. EasyToUse.com minor league connection tonight in the minors. Altoona leading Trenton 4-0. Gorky Hernandez 2 for 3. Tony Sanchez on base percent of over 400.
Yeah, that's good.
St. Lucie leading him though. And West Virginia Power ahead of Hickory. Top of the 7th. Kyle Morgan 2 for 3. It's our EasyToUse.com minor league connection. Swing and a miss. Konerko. That is strike one. Konerko tonight 2 for 2 with an RBI. He's also walked. Okay. Top of the 8th inning. Think the sun's down yet, Bob?
No, the sky's not dark yet. This is at getting close to 9 o'clock, where outfielders sometimes have a hard time finding the baseball.
And just like that.
Yeah, we just saw it there.
Yep, Andrew McCutchen started back. He thought that ball was going to be over his head. It ends up dropping in for a single in front of him.
It's tough to read the ball sometimes off this kind of a sky. Sometimes it's you don't even much less read it. You can't find it. Ball gets up there. The ball is kind of a a gray looking. Gets up in that gray sky, and you just look up there and it's gone. It disappears on you. Now in another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the sky will be black, and then it becomes very easy to find that ball. That's when the outfielders really love it. They can take their eye off the ball, run to a spot, look back up, and you got that white dot that's lit up with all these lights against that black sky.
Clinton doubled in a run in the 6th, singled in a run in the 4th. The Chicago right fielder fouls it off upper deck on the right side. Meek coming in at 96, and that's what McCutchen would be looking at. And he has to try to pick the ball out of there once it goes over the top rim of the stadium.
Once it gets dark, there'll be no problem. What's that?
Crescent moon.
I don't know.
That's the moon. We only have one.
Well, I thought it might be like one of the moons of Saturn or something. You know, we got some lenses around this.
We've got some good cameras, but I don't know if they're that good. See the Sea of Tranquility? Neither did I.
He left a car or something up there somewhere.
The moon buggy?
Yeah, they parked up there.
Yeah.
Think of the parking tickets that thing must have by now.
There's an empty jar of Tang up there sitting next to it. Tastes good, huh? Fouled off again. Man, having a pretzel at the ballpark. Sitting here at this place watching a game. It's going to be a great night for a little kid. Or anybody else for that matter. Got him. Meek strikes out Quentin, 2 down. The third annual Pirates Charities on FSN auction live from the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club tomorrow, beginning at 6:30. Don't miss your chance to bid on the opportunity for you and 3 friends to run in the Great Pierogi Race. Play softball at PNC Park and much more. Remember, your generosity supports Pirates Charities' commitment to strengthening our community. It'll be right out there in the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club.
Right on the other side of those windows.
Rob King is going to be hosting from there, starting at 6:30. It's a fun night. Make sure you're tuned in. Tell your friends. There are going to be some once-in-a-lifetime type opportunities up for grabs.
There's a good reason to visit the Hall of Fame Club and see what that's all about. We talk about it a lot. A great place to go and spend a couple innings when you come to the ballpark. Anybody can go in there, no matter what kind of ticket you have, where your seats are. You just walk right in. Sit down, get something to eat, something to drink, whatever.
We've had some team functions in there too. It's absolutely great.
It's a great room. And of course, a nice view of the park right through those big open glass windows.
Stays open after the game. Occasionally there'll be some concerts in there. Intimate setting. Guest bartenders in there, different nights. Never know who'll be pouring your beverage in there. 1-1. Now it's a 2-strike count to A.J. Pierzynski, the catcher. A lot of people like to have an experience when they come to the ballpark. You stay in a suite and you've got a lot of amenities. And if you don't have a suite ticket, go out to the Hall of Fame Club. It's a VIP experience for you.
Good call.
That's what he's thinking about. I'm going to get out there. He is concentrating.
Looks like he's getting that hat ready to switch it into rally mode. Already got it spun sideways.
Probably inside out next inning.
Look at that pirate hat. I've seen one like that somewhere.
Pierzynski gets the bat on the baseball again. Fouls it off, 1-2. It's a good hat fashion tonight. That's a hat. That's an old hat. It's the old logo.
Needs a razor. A chapeau.
Bowman can't hang on, and Pierzynski's still alive. Konerko, the runner at first base, reached on a single in front of Andrew McCutchen. Pillbox hat. I don't know what you call that one.
It's a good looking hat.
You like it?
I like it a lot. There's a Steve Blass hat.
Looks like Gilligan.
Those are Steve's favorites. I've seen him wear those out on the golf course many times.
And that's been put to good use.
Stars and stripes.
Again, A.J. Pierzynski continues to foul off Evan Meek pitches.
Konerko continues to have to leg it out, run back, leg it out, run back. Look at it. Hey, see, he just said, okay, that's enough.
That's
no
it.
more. Don't send me anymore. I'm not going. We got to stop that. Yeah, he was about done when he had to run. What did he run from first to home? Remember that?
Yeah, he's put on quite a few miles.
Yep.
His odometer's getting up there. Oh wow! See if you can get it all, kid.
Little sugars, all.
1-2. There's a one hopper to Crosby. It gets away and into left field. And an error on Bobby Crosby puts runners on first and second with 2 down.
Pierzynski hits it hard. That's one that Crosby should have caught. Pretty much right at him. But he's got pretty good leather on it too. Just wouldn't stay in the glove.
2 on and 2 out now. 5-1 game. Evan Meek has allowed 1 hit. That's to Paul Konerko. He's at second base. And the pitch on the way to Beckham. Popped up. Drifting into foul ground. Garrett Jones makes the catch. And that does it. So A.J. Pierzynski reaches on an error. And .5-1 White Sox, bottom of the 8th. Bobby Crosby takes strike 1. The starter for Chicago, John Dank, still in there. He's gone 8 full a couple of times this year. And 8 innings in back-to-back starts on the 20th of April and the 25th of April against Tampa Bay and Seattle, respectively.
Like Tony Pena warming up in the bullpen. like Azagian's going to be watching him very close this in.
2-2.
Yes, it is.
Well, good eyes to see him from all the way up here. Ramirez throws out Crosby one away.
Good eyes made by Leopold. Got to have help from this high. I'm getting old.
Brendan Donnelly warming up for the Pirates. Here's Andy LaRoche hitting in the 9 spot for the pitcher. Evan Meek. Andy looking for some hits. Andy was the first to say that he had been scuffling recently. Just had a hard time at the plate. There was one time at the beginning of the season he looked locked in. It seemed like every time he was up he'd hit a line drive over the shortstop's head.
Well, he had about a 2-week hot streak there that where everything he hit was a bullet to left field.
And this one a roller to short. Here's Ramirez again. Throws on to first. And he's got LaRoche.
Wasn't easy.
No,
he fought it.
He had to struggle to get the grip on the baseball before he threw it. Andy is now 3 for his last 30.
He comes in. He looks like he's in good shape. That ball actually came out of the glove. I think he headed to his stomach for a moment.
Jose Tabata 0 for 3. 0 for 4 with a walk last night. Trying to get his first hit at PNC Park. And what they saw out of Freddie Garcia last night was not a very fast fastball, but a lot of change of speeds and spotting his pitches. And tonight, Danks living on a changeup.
He got a decent fastball. He can get up in the low 90s. That changeup is an excellent pitch, especially against these right-hand hitters.
And Tabata drives one deep to left. This ball is back. It is gone. The first major league home run for Jose Tabata. Pirates back on the board. It's 5-2.
Well, it wasn't one we had to watch very long to see if it was going to make it. It was a bullet.
That's his first hit at PNC Park. High fives all the way around for Tabata. Something the Pirates hope to see a lot more of out of that youngster. Neil Walker batting with 2 outs. The Pirates would love to get a couple of more guys up to ensure that Pedro Alvarez will get another at bat in the 9th.
Makes it a 3-run game. I mean, that's doable.
5th home run given up by Banks this year. 2-0. Up in the air, right field. Carlos Quentin will haul it in. The Pirates are done in the 8th. But a run on the home run by 21-year-old Jose Tabata. His first as a big leaguer. And he drives it out deep to left field. Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Gotta feel good for that young man. He hadn't had a hit in the series yet. Pirates getting a little power out of that leadoff spot.
Gets one out over the fence. It's his second game at PNC.
Brendan Donnelly comes on to pitch the ninth. Face Jason Nix.
Brendan been scuffling a little bit. See, his ERA is a little inflated now. It's tough for a relief pitcher when it's an inning at a time to really get that ERA down once it gets up there. It's a project for about a month or so to work it back to a manageable number.
Nothing in one to Nix. He has flied out 3 times to Tabata on left. Goes that way again, but that's a foul ball. Jason Nix didn't play last night. He's played mostly second in his big league career, but playing third base here. Omar Vizquel was the third baseman last night for Chicago. And Vizquel out of the lineup tonight. 0-2 to Nix. Donnelly trying to get him out, and then he'll have to face Andrew Jones, who will be the pinch hitter for John Dax. There's the 0-2. Donnelly goes back to that season in 2002 with the Angels, and they won the World Series, and he was a big part of their bullpen. He was a guy who's been a baseball survivor. He had to pitch an independent ball. I think he told you if there was a uniform, somebody offered him a uniform, he'd put it on. Just wants to play.
He's been well traveled, that's for sure. A lot of experiences.
That is out on the left field corner. Fair ball. Nix, a stand-up double to lead off the ninth. Ball was blistered past Alvarez at third.
There wasn't anything that Pedro was going to do about that one. It was hit pretty hard. Barely. He got a little nicked it though, just a little bit.
Lucky to get just that.
It was a bullet.
Andrew Jones at the plate. Jones is tied with Dale Murphy for 48th all time with 398 home runs. He's one behind Andres Galarraga and Al Kaline on the list.
Kind of seems fitting that he's tied with Dale Murphy. Both great Atlanta Braves center fielders.
Jones was what, 19 when he debuted? 18 or 19 when he debuted with the Braves. I'd like to say it seems like yesterday, but I can't.
No, it's a long time ago. At one time, he was head and shoulders above everybody else when it came to defense playing center field. Nobody could touch him.
To center field, and charging in was McCutchen, but it's going to be caught by Neil Walker. And that is out number one. Tonight's AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Steve Pearce has had that sprained right ankle. Been on the DL since the 25th of May. He'll return tomorrow in game action with the Bradenton Marauders. So expected to get back into game mode tomorrow. They're going to start him out in rehab stint at the high A level. That's our injury update. Thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Juan Pierre, one out. Nix the runner at second base. Taps this one down to first foul. You know, Juan Pierre has the ability to run. We've talked about that. His 25 steals leads the majors. 484 career stolen bases. That's the most among active players in the big league right now. It's 40th all time, and he's 3 stolen bases behind former Pirate outfitter Omar Moreno. comes the 0-1 to Juan Pierre. The active leaders: Omar Vizquel, 390. Carl Crawford.
Johnny Damon. Didn't realize he had that many steals. It's a bunch.
I think he used to run a lot a few years ago. Not running quite as much now.
Saw him. I tell you what, though, I was still impressed with him hitting. Gotta hurry.
Oh, and Walker couldn't make the play. He was trying to hurry it. Could not make it, and Pierre is aboard.
That's what that speed does, is it puts pressure on the infield. A slower runner. Walker probably much more relaxed going after this ball. Probably makes the play, but Pierre, he knows that one little miscue. And also he's maybe thinking in his mind, do I even take time to take this ball out of my glove, or do I just shovel it with my glove? Maybe cut in between. Once he didn't catch it clean, though, it was all over.
Third error for the Pirates. Alexei Ramirez, RBI triple in the fourth. And there goes Pierre. The throw down, not in time. It hits Walker.
The fourth error.
And that's going to allow another run to score as Nix comes across. It is now 6-2.
Walker, look, he tried to block the ball, didn't he? Ball bouncing in, tried to take it off the body, got a good piece of it. He kept it close enough to where Pierre couldn't go anywhere, but he couldn't stop the run from scoring.
So the error will be charged on the throw to Ryan Doumit. And stolen base number 26 for Pierre. Strike call to Ramirez. 0-2.
Keep a close eye on Pierre still. He'd like to get over there. There's just one out. He would like to get over to third base.
When Ramirez came on the scene after defecting from Cuba in 2007, Ozzie Guillen nicknamed him the Cuban Missile. Defected from Cuba, went to the Dominican Republic where he still lives. 0-2 pitch. There goes Pierre. Ball hit in the air. Deep to center. That's a long run from McCutchen. He's got it. Terrific running catch for Andrew McCutchen. That forces Juan Pierre to go back to second base.
He's quite an athlete right there. Be able to go run that ball down. Hit hard. You can see he was shading into left center and had to go deep into right center and make that play. Juan Pierre, he's going to try and steal third. He's got a great jump. Had to hit the brakes, find the ball. He watched for a moment, saw it was caught. Jog back.
Alex Rios.
Bat held so low.
Do you think he could hold it any lower in the stands? I don't think so.
The difference between Rios and Quentin. Quentin has his hands almost directly over the top of his batting helmet as he's getting ready. Big contrast in styles. But when the ball is coming into the hitting zone, all those hitters are pretty much the same. You got to get yourself into a hitting position. That's not it.
It seems to work for him, but he is 1 for 5. Did you ever have a hitting coach tell you needed to adjust your stance?
I never had a hitting coach tell me anything other than I couldn't hit. Quit trying so hard. I like to, to be honest with you, I love to sit and listen to the hitting coaches in the batting cages underneath the stadium, you know, when they're doing the soft toss, that sort of thing. See the nice graphic at the bottom there.
They've been productive in the 2-3 spot.
But you learn a lot about how to pitch hitters by listening to what they're trying to do. So, yeah, I probably learned as much from listening to hitting coaches talk about hitting as I learned from pitching coaches talk about how to get guys out.
Tom Long, Pirates hitting coach.
Reverse engineering.
Reverse engineering?
Yeah, you hear what it is they're trying to do. You work backwards from that. Figure out how to prevent them from doing it. You know, they're talking about, you know, the depth of the strike zone and all these things I never even thought about as a pitcher. And then you go, wait a minute, okay, now they're really concerned about this. And so now what do I got to do to exploit that?
Three-two pitch from Brendan Donnelly. Here takes off, throw down, and it gets away from Alvarez. Coming around is Pierre. Throw to the plate, not there. Nobody backing up. And it's Keystone Cops tonight.
There's going to be two more errors. That's going to be error number 5 and 6, I believe. Pierre went right into the shin guards. There's an error on somebody. Pretty good throw, actually. And then probably another error on Crosby there. They might give Alvarez this error because this throw is right on the bag, right there, perfect spot. They might give that one to Alvarez, and then I think Crosby's going to get the error on the throw to the plate.
You called it right. 6 errors on the Pirates tonight. That's a season high. It's 7-2 White Sox. 2 men out. Top half of the 9th inning. As the Pirate defense has been well out of sync in this ball game tonight.
Did you hear who they gave the errors to?
No, I just saw them put 2 up.
I couldn't hear on the PA. Short and third.
Alvarez will get the first one, Crosby the second one. So Pierre gets his 27th stolen base of the season. He's now 1 behind Omar Moreno. 40th all time. Popped up. Walker out. Neal's got it. Now the defense collapses. The Pirates still have an at-bat left. McCutchen, Jones, and Doman. take a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, tomorrow interleague play continues. The White Sox pregame at 6:30 right here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's the 1960 championship celebration weekend. And the Cleveland Indians are in. 6:30 on Friday and Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Tony Pena comes on for the White Sox to pitch in the bottom of the ninth of a 7-2 ball game. Pena will face McCutchen, Jones, and Domit. And if one of them can reach, then Pedro Alvarez will get another at bat in his major league debut. Still without a hit tonight. One and one.
The Tanks pretty much shut the Pirates down tonight.
What was the key to it? What was he? Why was he successful tonight?
Great changeup. Pretty much successful most nights. He's one of the best pitchers in the league. And good control. Didn't go into a lot of deep counts early on in the game, which he sometimes does. Why he throws so many pitches. I think at one point in the seventh inning, I looked up, he only had 73 pitches, which is pretty good for him.
McCutchen to right. Andrew McCutchen with his first hit of the ball game. Leadoff single for the Pirates. In case you missed it tonight around the major leagues, you caught up on some news. The Royals will host the 2012 All-Star Game. First time since 1973. Jorge Torrealba of the Padres suspended 3 games after he made contact with umpire Larry Vanover. Shelley Duncan 2 for 3 with a home run. 2 runs batted in for the Tribe. Mets lead the Indians. And Josh Hamilton, 3 hits tonight. He's been on fire this month. Toward the middle, could be 2. Ramirez steps on the bag and he gets Jones. And just like that, 2 men out, and the Pirates down to their final out tonight. So 2 outs. Ryan Domit the hitter. Coming up, the AGH Sports Medicine Pirates post-game show with highlights and analysis of this one. Our guys in the studio will be breaking down the major league debut of Pedro Alvarez. That's coming up next.
You see Tika's gone out of his seat. He made his way over to the studio. Dan Potash is hoping to get a word with Pedro after the game, asking about his first big league experience.
Unfortunately, that'll be sooner than later, as the Pirates have now dropped their 10th straight ball game and extended their season-high losing streak. As Pena finishes up in the final score of 7-2 here tonight. Not only the offense let the Pirates down, the defense did too.
Yeah, the fact the offense just never got anything going against Danks. He's a real good pitcher. Kind of halfway expect that, but 6 errors. Oh my gosh, that really sticks out in that line score, doesn't it?
It does. First time since 1988 they've had 6 errors in a game. Our next telecast of Pirates baseball on FSN Pittsburgh tomorrow night from PNC Park, when the Bucks and White Sox wrap up this 3-game interleague series. It'll be our 3rd annual FSN Pirates Charities on-air auction, so be a part of it. Jake Peavy facing Ross Ollendorf. Our coverage begins with the Trip Total Media Pirates pregame show at 6:30. Then Greg and Bob bring you the call of the game and all of the auction bidding beginning at 7 right here on FSN Pittsburgh, bringing the game to you. Once again, the final score, Chicago 7, the Pirates 2. For Bob Walk and our entire FSN crew, I'm Tim Neverett. Stay tuned. AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame begins now.